All right, what's going on, guys? Episode number 9 here. We got a hell of a video for you today. It's dropping 10:15. It comes out. We were at the gym, did a workout. Loser had to do a little challenge, so stay tuned for that. 10:15 today. Check that out. This will be out after that, actually, so y'all won't even see this, but go back and check that out if you're watching this first. Yeah, so I kind of next week is episode number 10. I think we're gonna have Trainer Michael on for episode number 10. That'll be a cool one, especially.
Special guests. That'd be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, special guest T Mike. We kind of got a couple guests lined up. T Mike, Brett, maybe that guy you were talking to yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So some cool things coming soon for the podcast. But I mean, let's just get right into it. I mean, recently, man, I've been busy. I've been working a lot. Freaking working landscape jobs. Don't do landscaping, man. That shit'll mess your body up. We can go get a lift in after this today. What have you been up to, man?
Just working, sitting behind a desk, grinding away.
Looking
It's
at a
nothing
computer.
flashy, but
Yeah.
we'll do it.
Yeah, for sure. So, I just so Boston's coming up, kind of. I mean, we're just pumped for it.
I know. I keep talking about it. It's
Yeah.
fun.
We never really ran down through the fight card for you guys, so we'll just run down through it, maybe say a couple fights, how we see them going today. And that'll be it for Boston until we get a little closer. So the main event, Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley. I'm a big Sean O'Malley fan over here. How do you see that one playing out?
It's such a tough say. I
Yeah.
feel like stylistically it would just make sense for Aljo to win, but I want O'Malley to win.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Deep down in my heart, I want O'Malley to win.
For sure. And then Zhang Wei Li, Amanda Lemos. We won't talk about that. Henry Cejudo, Marlon Vera. That fight's kind of that's a sick fight.
Yeah. Cejudo takes that.
Yeah, I don't see Marlon Vera being able to. I don't know how the hell he got that fight. He got beat up bad his last fight, but that'll be cool to watch. Rob Font, Song Yadong. Both those guys bring it every single time. Going to be a cool fight. Jeff Neal, Ian Gary. I think these are two guys you might not be too familiar with, but Ian Gary from Ireland, an up-and-comer. He head kick KO last fight, first or second round. And then Jeff Neal's a gamer. He's a tough out. So this is a real test for Ian Gary coming up through the rankings there.
Is that the guy people were like comparing to Conor McGregor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we gotta get a hotel booked for Boston. It's gonna be a good time. I'm pumped. That's like how I'm getting through these days recently, just thinking Boston. But
UFC.
that'll be cool. If any of y'all ever been to Boston and have stuff we need to go see or check out, let us know.
Did you see that they're trying to do the Elon Musk and Mark
Zuck.
Zuckerberg? Yeah, but I think they said something about UFC 300.
UFC 300.
I think that's what I saw.
UFC is gonna turn something crazy. I heard Hasbulla is gonna have a fight or some shit, man. But yeah, Mark Zuck. I see George St. Pierre reached out to Elon saying he'll train with him.
No way.
All the fighters are reaching out to those guys. I mean, we have 2 billionaires.
Yeah, 2 super nerds.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't see. They're not the same weight class. Elon's a big dude, ain't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's way bigger.
But I don't know that kid's name. You might that one champion grappler. He was training with Zuck. The kid, he only eats pizza and pasta.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah, Mikey.
Mikey. Let me see.
Yeah,
his last name.
I saw
Some
they were
Italian
training
last name.
together.
Really?
I saw some of Zuck's jiu-jitsu. He looked
He's
good.
actually good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild. He won that tournament he was at. He wore a mask and like hit himself away until like right when he stepped on the mat.
Oh, yeah?
Mat. Yeah, imagine you go out on your first jiu-jitsu
And it's
tournament
Zuck.
ever. It's just Mark Zuckerberg.
That's funny. I think that. I mean, our next topic was just about why people should do jiu-jitsu, and I think that that just shows both these guys are super successful in their fields, like top tier people, both billionaires, I believe. At least Elon's a billionaire, and these guys are both taking time to train jiu-jitsu. Like, I think it's such an important thing to do because it shows you a lot about just the white belt and the belt system, I think, that aspect, it's really interesting, cool, because not a lot of other sports use that, and it's like you learn to respect the higher belts. You learn to that if you keep coming in and keep putting time in, like that belt will show you that, and it's awesome because even as wrestlers, like when you get into jiu-jitsu, you suck. You get your ass whooped, and like it shows you that one, you're always gonna get your ass whooped, but the progression you see over time is just awesome. Like that's probably my favorite thing about it.
Yeah.
What have you taken away from transitioning from wrestling to jiu-jitsu?
Well, before we get into that, like I think even like people that are like successful, such as like Elon Musk and
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, like especially, or even like Jeff Bezos, like they like all understand that a healthy body and a strong
Yeah.
body is a strong mind. Because you can have all the money, but at the end of the day, if you're skinny and you look like a dork, the money just amplifies who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you saw all of a sudden, Jeff Bezos, he got real buff,
Yeah.
you know, out of nowhere, and he started improving his body because you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have a strong body, you can't have a strong mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And same thing with Zuck. He started training jiu-jitsu because he had all the money, he had the success, but his body and his mind weren't there.
Yeah.
You see him doing jiu-jitsu, I guarantee it drastically improved his life.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But things I've taken from, from transitioning from wrestling to jiu-jitsu, it's definitely like relearning that humbling process. Because like I got good enough at wrestling where it was like I was at least able to compete, and there wasn't like many people that like beat my ass consistently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just randomly getting humbled by some old dude sucks.
Yeah.
You learn you have to respect the game
For sure.
and understand what the game is, and it's just a new learning process. But you're right, you do see like a crazy progression.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
what
nice.
I mean, that's what was like for me it was nuts, man. Thinking like we were wrestlers, you get that kind of chip on your shoulder, like, yeah, these guys aren't gonna take me out. Like my first time in there, we had the gi on, man, and I didn't realize like what jiu-jitsu was really. I didn't look that deep into it before.
Mm-hmm.
And we got in there, and these guys are like in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s. I'm like, man, I am going to smash these dudes. Like,
Yeah.
there's just no way. Yeah, it did not go that way. I got my ass whooped. Probably like badly for like the first month to 2 months without like really picking up things to even win against like lower level white belts. Like if they were solid white belts, they would whoop me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking to. I want to compete soon. Honestly, do a little no gi competition.
Yeah, I do a no gi competition. I'm not a huge fan of the gi.
Yeah, he don't like the gi.
I don't know. We wrestled for 14 years. There's no point in learning a whole new sport.
Yeah.
It translates. The no gi translates a lot better in wrestling, so I like that
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I like them both, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I like the gi because it's just a different game for me. It takes a little bit more, like, I'm really, like, low. I'm not good at it,
Yeah.
So I have to learn a lot more, and I like that aspect of it. But at the same time, I do have to go do a couple no-gi sessions a week so I don't quit because I got beat up so bad.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, man. Like, I've really noticed, like, I try to recruit people to come out to jiu-jitsu, and they just won't. Like, I've had a select few do it, and I think that shows freaking great things about who they are because
Yeah.
just the select few who will come out, it's scary.
to
like,
even try it out.
Yeah, to even try it out. And, like, people will tell me, like, hey, like, we should just do it us too. Like, I want to learn some things. And it's like, bro, like, I don't care that I wrestled for my whole life. I don't care. I go in there and I get my ass whooped every single time. Like, yeah, is it by better people who are going to beat your ass? Yeah, but it's the same shit. I'm getting my ass whooped. Like, it's going to happen, and you have to learn how to take that and just be positive. You learn something through that ass whooping, and each time you show up, you're going to get better and better. And that translates to anything in life. And just being willing to go out and try something new. That also is just a great thing to do in life.
Yeah, not being worried about failing. Like,
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu definitely teaches you how to fail and get back up and fail again and get back
100%.
up and learn and do the whole process over in the span of a 5-minute go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's also like it's one of the greatest communities out there too. I feel like it's fun.
I do love the people.
Yeah,
It's
genuinely
so
fun.
There's a different brotherhood. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
would say, like between people like that do any sort of combat sports to like any other team, I just feel like there's a different level of brotherhood. You know, like anytime you fight someone, you always have that like deep down like just respect of them.
Yeah,
Like no matter who it is.
it's crazy how that works. You know,
Mhm.
I feel like it's like an alpha male thing. You know, like you both just tried to beat the fuck out of each other, and then it's just like that just builds you closer and closer. Like I don't know why it is, but I don't know who I was talking to about that the other day. Like Levi,
Mhm.
like that's my brother, man, because we
Uh-huh.
went to war so many times. Like you,
Mhm.
like there's just a different bond that gets created, and then in there it's like it's the coolest thing ever, man. It's like you either whoop someone's ass, they whoop your ass, and then you shake hands afterwards. It's like
Yeah, I think at like any given point, like all my friends around me, like we either like fought or like wrestled against each other, like at some point.
yeah,
You know, like, even if it was in my basement.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? But
yeah.
we had some sort of combat because
That's true.
It really does bring you closer.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
crazy thing. Yeah. So if you're not doing jujitsu and you think you might be interested in it, just go give it a try. Even if you don't think you're gonna be interested, go try it. I'm telling you, y'all will love it.
Go do some sort of combat. If you don't want to do jiu-jitsu, go box.
Yeah, for sure,
Go
for sure.
kickbox. If you want to wrestle. Just get into some sort of combat. Like I don't think there's any downside of getting into it, honestly.
I
'Cause
agree.
one, you'll be able to defend yourself in the street. Two, it teaches a certain level of discipline that like I haven't really seen in many other sports.
Yeah, yeah,
So I don't know. I think it teaches you great life lessons, and you should get in the ring, or the cage, or on the mat at some point in your life.
yeah. I agree. And for me, it's like doing cardio. Like if I had to go on a run to be like healthy and keep my heart healthy, I'd probably not do it. But
Yeah.
jujitsu, that's fun. You get to go be around your brothers, be around these cool guys, learn how to defend yourself, and quite frankly, get a much harder workout in than you probably would if you don't go. And there's that accountability. And once you go there, it's like you're probably gonna go really hard because once you get in there, you get that blood flow, and it's just a great thing. And what was cool the other day, we were they do some judo there, and we kind of just me and Ivan have a thing. We talk shit on judo. Doesn't work, this and that. So this guy, he's a newer guy actually. He just showed back up, and he could barely do one singular go. And so just by him rolling with us, I was impressed. But he called us out. Well, he called me out. He said, "Let's start standing back here." And I was like, "All right, bet. Let's see if this guy can launch me or not." Like I was excited to see whatever he threw me. Nah.
Yeah.
Wrestling works good, you know. But yeah, if we're being honest, I took him down and then got smashed. So wrestling will get you to a certain extent in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, wrestling will get you to the ground.
Yeah.
I'll take everybody down, but after
That's
that,
facts.
it's a different animal.
Yeah.
It's a different sport. It really is.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though? That's like weird. Like in wrestling, you don't train with bigger guys.
No.
But
you
it's like,
don't.
why?
I think the whole idea is getting it to the ground. So like I think like, cause like you would train sometimes with like a slightly heavier guy. Or,
Yeah.
like even like every once in a while you get a bigger guy, but like I don't know. Wrestling is much more like strength based.
Yeah.
And like athletic based. That's why like all the good wrestlers, or I'd say like 95% of the good wrestlers, they all look like jacked and
Yeah.
and like they look like wrestlers. That's why the saying "you look like a wrestler" is
That's
a
true.
thing.
That's true.
It's very like hard. So the weight actually has like a big difference.
Yeah.
To where on jiu-jitsu, it's more about like being fluent and like even like stacking your bones for like support. Like when you're posting on certain stuff, like actually like using your arm, the bottom of your elbow to post, because that doesn't take any strength. It just stacks your humerus.
Yeah.
and there's nothing they can do. You know, so it's like it's just like a different type of sport.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so the judo got wrestling like got banned from judo. Here's this little thing. Why judo banned leg grabs? Judo banned leg grabs because the IJF wanted judo to be distinct from wrestling. The IJF wanted to encourage an upright style of judo, which resulted in big classic throws. Which is pretty much all I thought judo was or knew. I never realized it had that. It had leg grabs in it, but it makes sense, man. No judo guy wants to go with a D1 wrestler or an Olympic level wrestler.
Yeah, that's what was happening at the Olympics. Is like there was a bunch of wrestlers that actually came in and just started like beating the crap out of these judo guys because like they're just throwing double legs, single legs, you know, and it's totally unfair because if I go and shoot a low single against you, you're not gonna do a judo throw.
Yeah.
You have zero defense to
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean? So they actually just banned it back in 2010. But yeah, it was like they pretty much stopped wrestling a while ago.
The interesting thing to me is the one professor at our school we train at for jiu-jitsu. He wants to get the guys better at judo, so we do better on our feet for stand-up. And I mean, it's like, okay, maybe in the gi.
Yeah, in the gi maybe.
Maybe,
I
I don't really know. That's not, I haven't competed. I'm not at high enough level, but that just seems like a weird thing to me, man. And then, just no gi, no. That's just not the case. We proved that yesterday or the other day. Don't do that, please.
Just wrestle.
Yeah, just wrestle. We need to learn more wrestling at our school. But yeah, I've been having fun teaching that Friday morning class. That's fun.
Oh, yeah, I enjoy teaching them wrestling, and they actually enjoy it too, which is the cool thing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it's fun to teach them, and they're actually involved in a lot. It's like crazy, just like simple things that like I don't know we've been doing since we were young.
Yeah.
Is like mind blowing.
Yeah, mind
It's
blowing.
like a whole new game to them. They're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I was explaining a penetration step for 20 minutes to someone, and they were like, "Oh, I never thought about it that way." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's just like it's the very basic thing, you know."
It's really
It's
yeah,
fun,
it's really weird because wrestling, it's like you always start on your feet. Okay, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that, but it's like there's like certain and set things that like work and you learn and establish at a young age, like the penetration step, a double leg, a high crotch, a single leg. And in jiu-jitsu, it's not really like that, you know? There's not really set like, oh, you do an arm bar, you win. You do a rear naked choke, you win, you know? Like, it's kind of like figure out your game. Obviously, you have to learn how to not get your guard pass guard, those kind of things. But, like, wrestling has, like, set steps that work, you know? And it's like, you still got to figure out your thing. I don't know. I think there's just a big difference between the wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And it's weird because we just know, like, it's engraved in us.
Yeah.
And they just can't comprehend it.
I mean, I think it depends, cause like I think at the people at the top, they have their own systems that like it's like bang bang bang. Like you look at Gordon Ryan, his butterfly series. It's very systematic about how he does it, but it's also like I don't know. I feel like there's a handful of fundamentals, but I think the fundamentals of jiu-jitsu and the fundamentals of wrestling are very similar. It's like hip placement, distribution, and it's like mat awareness. You know what I mean? It's not that. It's not. I think that's why we translated over so much better.
That's true.
Because like the very basic fundamentals, they are applied all through all combat sports.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
What's weird is jiu-jitsu. It's so similar to wrestling, like how the body works. You know, like it's all about feel.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what we got to talk to the guys more about. Like, you know when you're going to get a sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you get the right foot placement, if you get the right head placement, you know you're going to take someone down.
Yeah.
In that aspect, it's very similar. You can't sweep a wrestler. Like, I think it's just an impossible task.
It's tough, for sure.
You know?
Unless you're Tom or Greg.
Yeah.
Or Mark.
Yeah.
Or that one guy, I forget his name, but he messed me up.
That's honestly the coolest thing ever, though, that, like, our professors are both, like, at least Greg's in his 50s.
Yeah, 50s or 60s.
Yeah, Tom's probably 40 to 50.
Yeah, he's somewhere in that range.
And these guys will whoop our ass, like, gracefully.
Yeah, that's like the most BS part. You know what I mean? It's like they're not like trying that hard.
I hate it. I hate
You know
it,
what I
bro.
mean? It's like gracefully. It's just like, all right, here you are, and then they're just like guiding you around. You just fall, and you're like, I don't even like.
It
know
feels
what
like
I'm doing.
they have multiple arms and legs.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like, and it's just ridiculous.
it's humbling. That's what it is.
I might pop up a picture of Tom right here, and this is what the epitome of jujitsu looks like.
Someone that doesn't look like they should beat your ass that beats your ass. Welcome to jujitsu.
Yeah, that absolutely just smashes you.
I wonder if you genuinely like aggravated Tom, what that would look like.
I don't think you can. Tom's the coolest guy ever, man. He makes jujitsu fun. He just, it's just great that he's just a goober.
Yeah,
That's the only word I can use to describe him, and he's a killer.
I
You know?
know.
It's like I feel like a lot of like really elite combat athletes are just nerds.
Yeah,
They're just very weird.
I mean that is very true. Even
Yeah.
in wrestling, it's the same way. There's always just something like a little off. You know, about the kids at the very tippy top, they're
Pippa.
always just a little different. Yeah, Pippa was. Weird.
That's like the main guy that comes to mind when thinking about that stuff.
Yeah,
And then it's like Greg, man, that old man can literally just that's crazy.
it doesn't make sense why he can beat me.
Yeah. All right, we're obviously very passionate about jujitsu. Just went off on it. That was cool though. You want to pull up that fake meat thing if it's still there?
Oh yeah.
But
I don't know
so
if
the
it's gonna be
submarine, man, that I'm sure everybody heard about the submarine unless you're living under the rock. That shit was kind of crazy to me. I didn't realize until like
there. I got it.
I don't watch the news or nothing. We'll play it after this.
Mm.
I don't watch the news or nothing, but I didn't realize it was all like billionaires that were on it.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't really understand how, like, did it ever go down there before? Because it sounds like it just imploded. I think that's the right word.
No, yeah,
the
that's the right
opposite of
word.
exploded.
Yeah, apparently it's supposed to like implode like the size of like a soda can,
Yeah,
something like that.
that's what the guy told us would happen to our boat
Oh.
if it hit that thing. But we don't need to talk about that. But the submarine freaking blew the internet up. I don't know why. It was just whatever. I also don't understand how we don't have technology good enough to go down and find it. But I guess if it
Well, we just
imploded
need
to the
another
size
submarine.
huh?
We just need another submarine.
Yeah.
Try again.
And then we were just talking about it. I know there were like a couple sets of people who were there and supposed to be on it who didn't get on it. That
Mr. Beast.
no way.
He was supposed to be on it.
There's no way.
No, he tweeted about that.
Really?
Yeah, Mr. Beast was like, "I'm so glad I gave up my seat. Like that could have been me."
Oh
Like,
my
yeah,
god.
he dropped a tweet about that.
Oh wow. I had no idea about that.
Mhm.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. You probably had a hell of a video coming.
Yeah.
Wow. That would have been. What would have that done to the internet,
Oh,
man?
that would have broke it.
Yeah.
They might have went after the submarine.
We'd have been screwed if his one buddy got a hold of the channel. You know what I'm saying?
Chris.
Yeah, shout out Chris. Run that fake meat clip then.
Oh yeah, I mean,
We'll talk about that, see what we had to say.
While you've been distracted by lights in the sky, aliens, and a missing submarine, the U.S. has approved lab-grown meat. This is being marketed as a better option to eat meat. We don't have to use all the land, the water, and the grass to feed the animals. And sure, they don't have to be slaughtered either, but it's still being made in a factory. Just like the McDonald's French fries, Oreos, and all the other foods that Americans eat that are banned around the world. So before you cut in one of these cultivated chickens, here's what you need to know. First, I find it funny that there's been a huge push to stop eating meat altogether. Then they start making inside bioreactors from real animals. Strange. As it's being marketed and sold in California and is said to save land, water, and grass, I came across an article from the same state at UC Davis that states that lab-grown lab-grown meat's carbon footprint is 4 to 25 times greater than the average of that for current retail beef. So this meat is significantly worse for the environment too. Strange. Okay, so then it must make financial sense then, right? Because we're not using all the land, water, and grass in just a factory, it must be cheaper. Turns out a normal pound of ground beef, which costs about $4 to $5 in the US, if lab-grown, would cost upwards of 10 times that price, and nearly $100 for a burger at your local restaurant. Strange. If cost and efficiency don't add up, it must be healthier. Because it's human-made, the levels of fat and cholesterol are said to be controllable. But because these are rapidly growing, genetically modified cells, they show common characteristics to cancer cells. And it's possible that after consuming these cultivated meats, the growth factors used to grow them could potentially be absorbed into your bloodstream. Strange. Lastly, I don't have time to go down the rabbit hole of Bill Gates and food, but let's just say he has a hand in this, and I know for sure I don't want that tech guy touching my food. While you've been distracted by lights in the sky, aliens, and a missing...
Who that was that posted it?
Posted that video.
Yeah.
I can go back.
But it's either Bill Gates or Bezos who owns like an insane amount of the farmland.
Bill Gates and Richard Branson.
The commercial
both of them.
farmland.
Yeah.
And that's a rabbit hole. Wow. That's nuts. I don't know when this started, but they definitely have been pushing this don't eat meat, and because like all the guys I watch, I talk about eating meat, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
And like I see their stuff literally getting like banned on social media for misinformation, like taken down. Like I just found out, I was listening to a podcast the other day, the one guy I watched, his first Instagram got deleted. It's like, that's crazy. But
I feel like I remember like back like 9th or 10th grade when we used to watch like the CNN 10.
yeah.
I remember like sitting in history class one time and like one of the stories was like people getting into like lab grown meat.
Yeah.
That was like 3 years ago. I remember them talking about that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like on CNN 10 or like one of those channels. I remember watching it in school, just like not even understanding why that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, what's the goal? I think they initially said that like it would be more bio-friendly.
Yeah, probably.
Some BS.
Or like if something ever goes bad or something, who knows, man? That's nuts.
I don't see how in any circumstance that's going to be healthier than just eating like normal food.
Well, it's not. You know.
You know what I mean?
That he might have that might have been a little too deep on all the cancer cells and stuff, but it's like, this is why I preach, like, if you can eat local, like, eat local, man. Get to know your butchers, get to know the people who have chickens around you, who have raw milk, who have cows, like, get to know them, get food from them. That's your safest option. If you can't afford it, go to the store, try to get organic. If you can't, just get meat, you know? Just get whatever you can afford, the best quality you can. But that pisses me off, man. You know what we're going to do soon? Soon we're going to go debate vegans. I got to try to have a vegan on here who would debate me.
That would be fun.
That would be fire. That would be good.
I might actually... no way she would do it.
Yeah. I don't even know anyone other than my sister, but she wouldn't debate.
Get your sister on here.
She wouldn't debate.
Would she argue at least?
No.
Get mad?
No. I don't think she would care. She just likes eating that way, you know? Like, it's not like she's like, hey, you need to go vegan.
Yeah. You got to get like
that guy I ran into, bro. I wish I could have that on video. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, did they ever hear the story about that?
I don't know. So I was on vacation, and we were in North Carolina coming back from Tennessee. This was probably like the highlight of my vacation, so that shows you how Tennessee was. And we saw these like four people holding these like TVs or like big monitors, and they were wearing I don't know, but they were wearing like full like face mask, like a Halloween type mask, not no COVID mask. And my dad Bruce was like, let's go over and see what they're doing, just 'cause he's nosy and needs to. And I was just like walking. I didn't even like care. I'm like looking at the screen, and I literally remember what was on the screen. It was this pig getting freaking chucked against the wall and spat. But anyway, I was like looking at it, and I see this guy come up to me, and he's got like a card, and he's like, "Have you ever seen anything like this before?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, kinda." And I don't know what his exact words were, but it was something along the lines of like, this is what he said. He said, "We're here for them because they don't have voices." And I was like, "Oh, so you're here act like trying to prove that we shouldn't eat meat."
Mm-hmm.
And something along those lines, and he said something like, "Yes," and I just go, "I'm not the guy."
Yeah.
And so he just started talking. He wasn't very good at what he was out there doing, might I say, but basically we just went back and forth, and I don't know. Like, here's my thing. Don't tell me to eat a certain way or do something if you don't look in good shape yourself.
Yeah.
And the people he was with, all right, they look decent, but this guy, nah, he was skinny, he was overweight, and I was just like,
skinny fat.
yeah, skinny fat, like skinny with the belly, you know,
Oh.
skinny overweight. That sounded dumb, but yeah, skinny fat. And it was cool because he realized that he ran into someone who actually like knew a thing or two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was asking him about all the animals that get killed in the tofu making process. I was asking him how he thinks that vegan is sustainable. Like, yeah, at first you're gonna be healthy. I was asking him how many years he's done it, and he just it was almost pointless, you know, because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say yes to him. He's not gonna say yes to me. It would be a cool video to have, though.
Yeah, I'd enjoy that because like like one, like what Pierce Morgan said, he was like, if you eat avocados, like then they ship it all the way from California
Get closer
to
to
over
that
here,
mic.
and all the emissions there, and what they're fighting for is to cut down the emissions and all that stuff too. It's like it's actually worse
Yeah,
than just eating beef.
yeah,
So I don't know, I think we should also like in the future like do more like nutrition based videos and like explain like what supplements to do, and what
For
foods
sure.
to eat and why it's beneficial for you. I think
I've been
that's
thinking
some
about
stuff we'll
doing
get
a
into.
cooking video, like cooking like once a week maybe,
Mm-hmm.
doing a little meal.
Yeah,
But
you
it's
should
hard.
explain stuff though,
Yeah,
because like a
Go
lot
in
of
depth.
people see like what you eat and they'll be like, you put like that much butter on your plate, like that
yeah,
doesn't
that's
even make
true.
sense.
That's true. Butter's a health food, guys. Get it right. Vitamins A, E, and K. Why you need them, We'll get into that in the next video. It's
Yeah.
good for your gut microbiome, but the way, yeah, I think also people would be very interested in the way I eat.
Yeah.
I might as well just, like, I kind of been like, nah, I don't want to show like eating raw liver and eating bone marrow, but fuck it. Might as well show the people.
Might as well.
I also been wanting to go back to that butcher lady. She was super cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can definitely do that. That would be awesome. That would be good reels for the videos.
You eating raw liver?
Yeah. I actually have a whole raw liver in there.
Really?
Yeah, one time I got a whole heart. It was like,
I have
actually-
one in my freezer
Oh yeah.
and a tongue.
Oh, you gotta bring that tongue over here.
You want it?
Yeah.
Okay, you
Like
can
a-
have
a
it.
beef.
I'm
a
not
beef-
gonna eat
a
it.
cow tongue.
Yeah.
Nah,
it's a
if you,
cow tongue. It's like this big.
No, we're gonna cook that up. We're gonna cook that up. You gotta cook it in a crock pot, like a big crock pot, for
Dude,
like hours.
They're like this big.
Yeah, for like hours. All right, cow tongue coming soon. Cooking video gonna be out in a couple weeks.
But
That would be dope.
yeah, I just wanted to touch on with the lab grown stuff again. Back to the last podcast.
Yeah,
Think for yourself. Whenever this stuff starts popping out, it's gonna be a new thing. It's gonna be a new push. It's gonna be a new movement, and you're gonna see everybody start flocking one way, and then there's gonna be one or two people flocking the other way.
yeah,
Get around those people. Get around people that just don't sit and are sheep-minded. A lot of people are getting pushed one way, and they have to believe this way, and you can't say certain words anymore. And we're in a different society, so
for sure.
think for yourself. Make your own decisions. You're an individual. Be better.
Yeah, that was good. I think we talked a lot about jiu-jitsu today, which was cool. I enjoyed doing that. But I think through that, you guys can take away, like, we're sitting here talking about it. We're super passionate about it. It's just a fun hobby that we have.
Yeah.
And one, it makes us both physically and mentally stronger. And it puts us around good people in a good community. And I think it's important that whether you go do jujitsu, whether you join a new gym, whether you go to a CrossFit gym, whether you start doing races, whether you start going to a book club, a chess club, whatever it is, I think that's important. Get out of your comfort zone, try something new, and I think you'll just see yourself grow. You'll see yourself connecting with people you never would have met before. And like you heard us talk about jiu-jitsu today, we love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great hobby, and it gets our mind off whatever's going on. That's why I think it's one of my favorite things, because you're not thinking about anything else.
Yeah.
You know, so get something that you guys enjoy, and hopefully it's something fitness-wise or something to improve your life or just get you away from whatever's stressing you out or whatever you got going on. And you got anything else for the people?
No, just tune in. We got a great episode coming next.
Yeah,
And,
the next one's going to be cool.
It's gonna be super informational. There's gonna be it's gonna be very in depth. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to sit down and listen and try and understand.
Yeah, I think we're
He's
going
a
to take
lot-
a lot away from it, too.
Yeah, he's a lot smarter than we are, so it's gonna be great. He's gonna teach everyone a lot about the systems he has in place in his building, things he's learning, and all the little technologies he has to track.
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
It's pretty neat what he's doing, because I was in there for about 2 hours the other day, and what he's doing is pretty cool. And
Yeah.
if you're like caring about like physical therapy and or just like improving your body overall.
Like personal training.
Yeah,
kinda.
exactly. Like personal training and physical therapy. Like T Mike does very, very good at that.
Mhm.
And especially on the physical therapy side, he understands biology at a very high
Yeah.
level. And like I'd go as far as to say he pretty much speeds up biology. Like when I hurt my ankle, it was back in 2-3 weeks, and that was all T Mike's fault.
And he's just a super good guy.
Yeah, and then throw that on top of being highly smart. He's a great person.
Yeah.
I love him.
And a lot of you guys that listen will probably know T Mike, so I think that'll be a cool episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay tuned. If you're watching this and you didn't yet watch the video that comes out today, it should be out in about 15 minutes, so check that out. Well, it should be out. Scratch that, whatever. It's out
Yeah.
already. Go check it out. Episode number 9. Hope you all enjoyed. Peace out.
Peace.